Good morning. Reviewing the KESA educational framework, the 5 R's. I had an opportunity to sit down with my principal this last week. We went through the rubric and sort of looked at what Kansas is doing compared to what Pennsylvania has going on. These 5 R's, I would think are something that every school district across the U.S., they're things that everyone would like to have incorporated into their buildings, their districts. Relationships, relevance, responsive culture, rigor, and results. So as we broke it down, looking at relationships with staff, students, families, community, let's just shrink me down. So here's something that the principal set up, just a Google slide for folks to, be popping things into. Obviously, he starts it out himself. Here's my building principal and his family down at the Jersey Shore. But people are able to go through and just add in what they've got going on this summer. Jody pulled jury duty. Sorry, Jerry. For families, on the district website, there is a For Families tab, and it goes through and it lays out a lot of different things that they might be interested in. Home Access Center is their way of accessing grades throughout the school year. They can look at the programs of study, coupons. There's a lot of different things. Explaining Keystone exams. Keystones are now the state assessments that students have to pass in order to graduate high school. So a lot of different things for the families. When we go into relevance, the curriculum, they do have a few different things. Now I'm going to lose it. But if we go to, all right, the middle schools. All right, they have a middle school shared values. They've got a philosophy for the middle schools. The curriculum is really set by the state and we have curriculum supervisors that go through and they work with the state and what we have for upcoming tests, what's going to be in these keystones, and then they try to align the curriculum according to, what they see as the best fit. And also, what do students understand? They're not going to try to throw in economics to middle school kids when they have no idea, the value of money and how things work. So they've done a nice job of aligning the curriculum. There's even been changes within the last couple of years, again, based on those Keystone exams. We look at student engagement and technology. Our district has gone one-to-one on the Chromebooks. So they're really pushing teachers to get familiar with the different things available, getting the kids online. The whole Google suite has been fantastic. Responsive culture. So the district climate it's down. Right now, it is down just a little bit. When I was first hired, it was fantastic. We get into the recession. It turns out to be a contract negotiation year, and it got ugly. We went on strike. There have been some changes in the school board, but the school board directors and the union have not been able to see eye to eye. But there are a lot of nice things. They have an outing. There is a North Penn night down at the Philadelphia Phillies. They have other activities throughout the year where they try to get staff involved with things outside of the classroom. The nutrition and wellness, we have Blue Cross Insurance. They have Blue 365, which offers a lot of different incentives for working out and keeping healthy. For the rigor, professional learning, we do have PLCs within our buildings. We meet every other day to discuss where we are in the curriculum, share ideas, just try to do what's best for the students. We have team time. So we do have teaming, which is a math, science, English, social studies, and a special education teacher essentially share the same students all day. So the same teacher sees the same 120 students, and it's just easier to track the students and make sure that no one's fallen, sort of between the cracks. With data, they look at data all the time. In the summer, they'll actually have a data retreat where people come in and they look at our state standardized testing and they identify the subgroups and who's making their yearly progress, who's still struggling, what programs do we have in place, where can we supplement, where can we do things in the schedule. And our principal does do a great job of listening to the teachers, the people that are actually executing the curriculum. And results. You know what? Let's go back to rigor. That career and technical ed. The one thing that North Penn is really lucky to have is there is a tech school located right behind our high school. It's for the entire, goodness, what is the word? It's for the county, but luckily it's located behind our school district. And as ninth graders, the students have an opportunity to go over and try out any one of these clusters. So it gives them an opportunity for construction, cosmetology, graphic arts is a popular one, welding and fabrication. So these students are learning a trade because if they have no desire to go to college, you got to do something. And they offer a wide variety. They have fantastic teachers that have been out in the field themselves and then came back to teach. And the students go on, and if they stick with it, going into their junior and senior year, they have a work-study program where they start the day over at the tech school, go through a morning of classes, and then in the afternoons they go out and actually work for part of the day, which has been great. Those students come back and talk to us about the opportunities they had that they wouldn't have if they just had to go out and find a job right after high school, or ended up going to like a community college and just not following through. And results. Civic engagement, the employability, all this is what makes us employable. You put together your relationships and everything else. So after looking at the 5 R's, looking at my building principal, the kind of leader that he is, I'm going to say that he is participatory because he gets people involved in the decision-making process that actually have to live with the decisions. So if we're doing something different with scheduling, if we have a new program that's being implemented, if the state or the district says this is what we have to do now, the big push a few years ago was inclusion. So how are we going to get more people involved with the inclusion model? And it really worked out well. The one problem we do have is our staff morale is lower than it was when I first started. And part of it could be the district morale in general, but everybody loves food. So the one thing that we talked about the other day was we're going to go to a monthly staff breakfast where we break it up by departments. So coming back in September, maybe the health and phys ed department, they provide breakfast one day. It can be homemade stuff they pick up. We have quite a few teachers in the building, so there'll be plenty of contributors. But we'll break it up by the different departments. We have enough to split it up throughout the 9 months. And we're hoping that, everybody loves food, get people together down in the faculty room, talking, mingling, just interacting with people outside of the classroom, or, this could do this for you. So hopefully it generates, some positive results. I would say that at this point, we're not yet a model student or model building when it comes to these 5 R's, but we're doing a lot of great things, and because we have a principal with a positive attitude, we're definitely moving in the right direction. Thanks.